Good day everyone, my name is Richard Argolianos from BS Cream 1. The story of the moth. Night, all the family except my mother and myself went to bed early. Why I did not know, but we two remained sitting alone. The candles has already been put out. They had been blown out in their globes by names of covered tube of din. The tube seemed to me the finest and most wonderful thing in the world. The room was dimly lighted by a simple light of coconut oil. In all Filipino homes, such a light burns through the night. It goes out just at daybreak, awaken people by its fluttering. My mother was teaching me to read an Spanish reader called The Children's Friend, El Amigo de los Niños. This was a quite a rare book and an old copy. It had lost its cover and my sister and cleverly made a new one. She had fastened a sheet of thick blue paper over the back and then covered it with a piece of cloth. This night my mother became impatient with hearing me read too fairly. I did not understand Spanish and so I could not read with passion. She took the book from me. First, she scolded me for drawing funny pictures on its page. Then she told me to listen and she began a read, which her sight was good. She read very well. She could recite well, and she understood verse making too. Many times during Christmas vacation, my mother corrected my physical composition and she always made variable criticism. I listened to her full of childish enthusiasm. I marveled at the nice sounding phrases which she read from those same pages. The phrases she read so easily stopped me and every breath. Perhaps I grew tired of listening to sound that had no meaning for me. Perhaps I lacked self-control. Anyway, I paid little attention to the reading. I was watching the cheerful flame. About it, some little moths were swirling in playful flights. By chance, though, I yawned. My mother's son noticed that I was not interested. She stopped reading. Then she said to me, I am going to read you a very pretty story. Hearing the word story at once opened my eyes side. The word story promised sometimes new and wonderful. I watched my mother while she turned the leaves of the book, as if they were looking for sometimes. Then I settled down to listen. I was full of curiosity and wonder. I was never even dreamed that there were stories in the old book, which I read without understanding. My mother began to read me and people of the young moth, moth and the old one she understand. She translated it into Tagalog a little at a time. My attention increased from the first sentence. I looked toward the light and fixed my gaze on the moth which were swirling around it. The story cloud not have been bitter time. My mother repeated the warning of the old moth. She dwelt upon it and directed it to me. I heard her, but it is a curious thing that the light seemed to me each time more beautiful. The flame more attractive. I really envied the fortune of the insect. The prolix so joyously in it, enchanting splendor that me once which had fallen and been grown in the oil did not cause me any dread. My mother kept on reading and listening breathlessly. The fate of two insects interested me greatly. The flame rolled its golden tongue to one side and a moth which this movement has seen fell into the oil. Fluttered for a time and then became quiet. That became for me became quiet. Became quiet. That became for me a great event. A curious change came over me which I have anyway noticed in myself. Whenever anything has stirred my feelings, the flame and the moth seem to go farther away, and my mother word sounding strange and uncanny. I did not notice when she aided the people. All my attention was fixed on the insect. I watched it with my whole soul. It had died a martyr to its illusions. She put me to bed. My mother said, "See that you do not behave like the young moth. Don't be disappointed for disobedient, or you might get burned as it did." I do not know whether I answered or not. The story revealed to my things until the unknown month no longer were insignificant insect. Moths talk. They know how the warm. They advise just like my mother. The light seemed to me more beautiful. Its hands grown more dazzling and more attractive. I knew why did moth circled the flame. And that's all. Thank you. This is my reflection from the story of moth. The moth story is not just a story, but a moral everyone should learn from. One lesson from the moth story is obedience. Always obey those that are older than you, especially your parents, because they know better. In addition, the story teaches about how to behave in the world. If you have a strong moral character, you are a good member of society.